absolutely amazing how quickly that thing just shifts at, you know, almost 7,500 RPM. Hello and welcome to another Kyle Connor YouTube channel video. Well, this is kind of an impromptu but fun episode because on this channel, I have not featured really any Ferraris. And that is because I have not driven many modern Ferraris and I would like to change that. So we're actually starting just like with a quick cruising drive with this. This is the new Ferrari Roma Spider. This one's a late 2023 example, best we can tell, probably spec'd close to low $300,000 range. And I have to give a huge shout out to our friends at Ferrari Beverly Hills for tossing me the keys and letting me go at least experience this car. Perhaps we can go drive other cars from them at some point in the future and work our way up the line, but this is more or less the entry-level Ferrari. That is not to, you know, dismiss the car in any way because it is still a $300,000 twin turbocharged V8 rear-wheel drive, hopefully awesome driving experience, but especially in the Spider, this is more or less the Grand Touring model. So I've come over here to PCH here in the California, Los Angeles area, because I wanted to see some of the aftermath of the fires that have come through here, and the devastation is not to be missed, really. It's really, really sad, and I really can't even describe how awful some of the devastation is. But we're just cruising around in the Roma Spider because that's what it's built for, cruising. Yeah, of course, we're gonna drive it, we'll rip it, we'll see how it is. But in general, nice, everyday Ferrari. That's what this is meant to be. Let's go experience it together for the first time. All right, guys, let's just do a quick talk and drive of the Roma Spider. And again, just a really huge shout out to the Ferrari of Beverly Hills dealership. Those guys are awesome for letting me borrow this for a few hours today and take it up here and see some of the damage that's been happening. Absolutely crazy. I'll insert some clips throughout this as well just to showcase some of the devastation that the area has seen. But my friend Catherine actually is with me, and she's pulled up some specs on this thing. So Catherine, you want to hit the viewers with the horsepower and torque? 611 horsepower, 3.9 liter twin turbocharged. We're just going to throw some GoPros in the car. And actually, Catherine, can you pop the hood open for us? Let's show what's going on in there. We'll do a quick tour of this thing. It's a 2+2 configuration. So if you have children with no legs, they can easily fit back there. If you have any normal sized adult, this is a 2-seater car. But again, meant to be sort of the cruising Ferrari. With that said, still carbon ceramics on this thing. This one's spec'd. It's an option with the adjustable suspension. And driving up here, Catherine drove us up here, absolutely comfortable suspension system. You can easily daily drive this car. I was shocked at how docile and supple it is to cruise around in. And from what I hear, it also should be pretty sprightly when we get on the power and unlock that V8 horsepower. So yeah, let's open up the hood and I'll show you what's under here. And here it is, 3.9 liter. This is the chassis number of this particular car. Pretty cool how they number that. You have to forgive me as I'm not a Ferrari expert whatsoever. You guys know I mostly do electric cars, but this is the opposite of that. There's no hybridization. A lot of modern Ferraris do have hybrid modes. Actually, a 296 went by me today while I was sitting outside on the street, and it came up under combustion power and then shut off and then pulled away silently, which I thought was a really odd experience to witness. This here being sort of the standard car, just, you know, old school, if you can count it that way. You have your combustion V8 engine, just over 600 horsepower. You have an 8-speed dual clutch transmission in the middle, and then, you know, rear drive. It's got limited slip diff, all the good stuff out the rear. And, you know, I think this car probably is overlooked by many because it is the entry-level standard model, and it is replacing sort of that California and Portofino cars that came before it, which honestly were not that exciting or particularly amazing in my opinion. I have driven the Portofino M before, and I was just kind of like, okay, that's not really my style. So I'm hoping that they made this one a little bit sharper, a little bit more fun, a little bit more refined. And just sitting on the interior wise, they did a nice job compared to previous generations. This one has some carbon upgrades, which, you know, if that's your thing, it's absolutely high quality and nice. Steering wheel looks pretty good. Has some haptic controls on the wheel, which I think are going to be interesting to play around with and try out. And yeah, anyway, it doesn't totally matter to go too in detail other than I'm just hoping this isn't a completely terrible driving experience or absolute crap like some of the earlier replacements, I think this is going to be really nice. Catherine tells me she loves this car, and I trust her opinion on cars massively. And so I'm coming into this with some pretty high expectations. And I think all that means is GoPro's in the car and let's go drive it. All right, guys, you joined me in the Roma Spider now. So to start it up, there's just an engine start stop in the middle of the wheel. Fires up into life. Nice rev blip on startup. I've got a bunch of controls here that I can use to get, even wireless charging in this car. That's pretty cool. That you can like use haptics to control, get your distance and trip computer. There's also like different menus you can go into, audio, nav, phone, but you don't really buy one of these for like the tech. But it does have CarPlay, I think, at least optionally. I'm pretty sure it's standard now. And yeah, just some other little vehicle safety stuff on here. That's cool. ADAS preset, you can just go off, which is nice, so you can custom. Interestingly, a lot of people are complaining in my world, the EV world, about buttons on the steering wheel, like turn signals for Tesla. Well, Ferrari's been doing that forever. So you got them right here on the wheel, which is, I don't know, I think totally fine if you have a quick steering ratio. What we're gonna do to start, because we do have to get moving, is we're just going to go for a drive. So pull the right paddle into first gear and let's go. This is my first time driving this generation of newer Ferrari. I'm gonna drop the seat all the way down as I typically do. And then, Catherine knows where we have to go, so you'll direct me. Thank you. All right, so there was also a challenge I had. How do you adjust the volume? Is this the volume adjustment? No? Oh, dang. How do you adjust the volume on this? What the heck did I just push? That's headlight flash. There, it's weird. How would you do it?
On the back of the left side, there's a scroll.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
See it on here.
Yeah. Yep, and so you've got two little scrolls back here, you've got paddles back here, and then you've got your shift paddles, carbon shift paddles up there as well. So that's kind of funny. Again, in this modern age of Ferrari, a lot of interesting things. We are on dirt, so we're just gonna take it nice and gently because we just had the car wash before we filmed here. And you guys will join me just cruising down PCH. So if you're unfamiliar with what's been going on, there have been some insane fires from the Palisades fire that's been happening around here. And they've just opened up PCH to the public, I think only a matter of a few weeks ago. So we're really getting to experience and see some of the damage around here, which is absolutely crazy. There's also very strict speed limits and a lot of police enforcement around here, so no ripping, no craziness, but I thought that that was actually a cool, appropriate activity for our time in the Roma, because that's what this car, you know, while it does have the capability to rip, and we will find that out, it just needs to be comfortable and used as a daily. I imagine a lot of Ferrari owners that own the special cars will be driving this sort of as their daily, or maybe for their partner's car, and it just needs to have a relaxed character to it, if a Ferrari could have that. And after sitting in the passenger seat up here through traffic, I have to say I almost forgot I was sitting in a Ferrari, because yeah, you get people looking at you and stuff, which is always fun and interesting, but it's just very comfortable. It makes a great little rumble out the exhaust. That flat plane cranky noise is pretty good. And you're just bumbling around at low speed. It's got some nice character and tone. I really haven't heard the car above 3,000 RPM yet. You took it very gently up here. But we will hear what it sounds like when we rev it out in a bit. Temperatures are up and everything, so we'll just wait till we're off of the PCH area in order to do that. So auto start stop in a Ferrari seems wrong, but you can turn it off with this Healy button, H-E-L-E, disabled, so now it will stay running when you're on at 0 miles an hour in a stop. But seating position's wonderful. Steering wheel is just perfect in the hand, I think. They really do this nice, thin feeling wheel that is so nice. Now, I would skip all this carbon stuff if I was speccing it for myself, but of course, that's the nice thing. You can spec these however you want, however you see fit. And this is similar to the launch specification for the Roma Spider. But yeah, the wheel is amazing. The seating position's great. The tach is right in front of me. Digital tach would be cool if it was an old, analog tachometer in there, but just feels really, really nice to have the car in the hand, and great to cruise around in. This open top is awesome. It has this air blockage system back here that's sort of, I think, powered up and down. And so my bag's in the way, it can't go down at the moment, but it really makes it so you don't get much wind in the car at high speed. And it's just gotta be doing the comfortable cruising thing. Wide body Model X there, what the heck. Manatino position is in comfort. There's also Sport and Race, and then you can go all the way up to ESC off, of course, which disables everything and lets you have some fun. But for now, we're just cruising on PCH. We'll keep it in comfort mode. One thing I might choose to drive the car around a little bit with is in manual shifting, and then I can pull the paddles and control that dual clutch, which is probably how I would drive this most of the time. And it's had, just in my experience when we had it in race mode earlier, even just cruising around town, make some great gurgly noises, and the shifts were surprisingly smooth. I haven't felt this transmission do a single hiccup or oddity, which is really impressive given older Ferraris were pretty difficult to drive. Literally anyone can get in this car and just drive it super easily. Well guys, we are now out of the sort of restricted area a little bit. It's time to see how the Roma sounds when we get on it. So I've actually got it dialed up into race mode, but with bumpy road mode on, so it's super comfortable. About to hit a tunnel, so let's drop it and run it through the rev range a little bit. Absolutely great sound, great blow-off noise as well, so awesome. And very effective on the performance as well. It's a little bit quicker than I was expecting for this. That is certainly way more exciting than I would have imagined from this car. Let's just second gear again, and dang, the shifts are lightning fast. Absolutely amazing how quickly that thing just shifts at almost 7,500 RPM. Amazing. And there's great torque. That is very, very cool and exciting. That's awesome. It's not quite Porsche PDK refined under hard throttle on the upshifts, but man, is it nice. And again, it's doing exactly what I'm looking for from the car. Now I'm cruising 70 miles an hour right now. Let's just go comfort mode real quick. I'm gonna keep it in manual mode. Let's just see what the revs are if we get it all the way up into 8th. It's working its way up there. Dang, it's at like 1700 RPM at about 70 miles an hour. That's awesome for long distance cruising or high speed cruising if you want to pick up the pace a little bit. Very cool. And the noise is quite exciting actually. I really, really like this thing. And 3,000 RPM, just gonna test a little bit of the turbo lag. So I'll just put my foot down real quick. Wow, boosts up instantly. And it really is quite linear because it doesn't make much power down there at 3,000. Got to get the revs up there. And then... and in bumpy road mode, it definitely squats quite a bit, which is really amazing. Now we don't really have the opportunity or time to drive in the canyons much. A lot of the canyon roads that are close by are unfortunately charred by the fire, so we just don't want to be going into places we shouldn't go. Not here to disturb anyone, just here to kind of cruise top down, sitting in traffic now at the moment as we work our way in there. And this is the car to do it in, just to cruise around LA. It's the ultimate LA daily driver, I think. I think it's really cool. In some cases it was almost embarrassing to drive the California, maybe a little bit less the Portofino, but here in this car, I think it's finally got some of the refinement that those cars lacked. And certainly in the straight line standpoint, enough of the performance cred. I haven't ripped it on any back roads or any canyons, but just getting the feeling of typical Ferrari. Everything's super light on the controls, which is nice. You can just drive it with your fingertips. It's very, very compliant from a suspension standpoint, and it's, I think, a good, probably good starter Ferrari and a good, honestly, daily driver that you can have some fun with up in the canyons if you wanted to, but it's not going to be like a hardcore shredder, and that is not the intention. So I'll finish up with my final thoughts when we get back to Ferrari of Beverly Hills, and we'll say a big thank you to them for letting me borrow this car for a little bit, and a big thank you to Catherine for coming along. And yeah, that's that. Really nice experience. I can't wait to drive more cars from the model range, hopefully some spicier ones at some point soon. Well guys, thank you so much for joining. Just a very quick and initial impression of the Roma Spider. Really the entry-level car, but drives so nice. And while I don't think a lot of the technology makes a lot of sense to me, these haptic buttons are not so premium to use. Normally I'm not against them, but it doesn't always 100%, like I just swiped there and it didn't do anything. So I feel like that should just go back old school. And I feel like that would make a lot more people happy. But in general, you buy this car to drive it, enjoy it, have the top down, have a great experience, and it offers that. And it looks great, I think, in my impression. Really nice styling. I love this color on this particular example. And yeah, just thrilled to have an opportunity to drive it. And thank you guys for watching, because without your viewership, I wouldn't be able to drive cool cars. So as always, big appreciation and a huge shout out to Ferrari Beverly Hills. Thanks so much for watching. See you in another one again soon. Bye-bye.